How would you behave? How would you behave if you were a mascot? If you were perpetually masquerading in your life as a mascot? You can picture these high school or more oftentimes college campus mascots, and nobody knows who it is that's masquerading as such. But you get the sense that these are incredibly free individuals, are they not? At the basketball games, just the break dances that these mascots break out into. It looks so fun, right? It looks so free. It looks so liberating in just how animated, authentic, and expressive these individuals get to be, all the while realizing that nobody else directly gets to perceive them. And that's precisely the problem and the thought experiment that I want to walk you through right now, which is to really sit with this idea of how you would behave. Think about all of the waking moments of your life that have been stifled because you put too much stock into how other people are perceiving you. I put too much stock into how I was being perceived by others. I can remember being a pharmacy student, for example, and in the latter years of pharmacy school, you gave increasingly frequent oral presentations in front of your classmates, people who you're supposed to be comfortable amidst. And I can just remember in the early days of presenting, like how out of breath I would get because I wasn't comfortable with the vacuum in silence. I wasn't comfortable creating space to invite other people to step into. In other words, every waking minute and second had to be filled with something. It had to be filled with verbiage. There had to be content. I didn't realize that space was still something. If I could take up that space with confidence, with poise, with ease. I couldn't do that at the time. So I'd keep rambling and rambling to the point where I stopped breathing and I would have to take these breaths and I would gasp, embarrassingly so, because I didn't see them coming. I couldn't predict when this would happen. I wasn't exactly aware as an orator, as a public speaker, as a presenter, because I actually cared. So the question is, how would I have behaved if I was wearing a costume masquerading as a mascot? Would I have these involuntary like breaths that I would have to take? Or would I just naturally occupy space and give a really solid presentation, making great eye contact, knowing that it's not my eyes that other people are looking into. It's the mascot's eyes. But then realizing that maybe I could wake up to the fact that these eyes are no different than the eyes of the mascot that you masquerade as. What's the difference? Why does it matter? Are these really your eyes? Like, be honest, like really ask yourself, who are you? Actually, wake up. Wake up. Who are you actually? If you lost a limb, if it was severed, you went to war, got into a bad accident, a car accident, you lost a leg, you lost an arm. How would that change how you identify yourself as you navigate this life? Think about the skin cells that are dividing every single second and realizing that the chemical composition that constitutes the you that you so greatly identify with, that you're so greatly living on the momentum of how other people perceive, because you think that that matters. And yet your chemical composition is always changing. When you take a dump, when you go to the bathroom, when you sweat a little bit, it's really hot out here. When you sleep, When you breathe out CO2, you breathe in oxygen. When you breathe a little bit, when you clip your nails, when you eat a really good, wholesome meal, when you take a swig of distilled water, and not that toxic tap water riddled with estrogenic, endocrine disrupting chemicals. How is that any different? Realizing that the chemical composition that you identify with is not stagnant. It's forever changing. Your eyes are changing in some form or fashion at a really minute, undetectable level. And yet you put so much stock into how you're being perceived by others. I put so much stock into how I was being perceived by others. And my greatest wish for you is to be liberated from that concern of others. For me to just wave a magic wand, and confer you with a gift to allow you to be comfortable in your own skin and to be at ease with yourself. Knowing that operating from that place of effectively masquerading as a mascot, that the world is going to get to see the best of you, and you're going to get to experience the best that is yet to come. And to not have to cross all of these T's and dot all of these I's and jump through all of these hoops, satisfy all of these contingencies, all of these prerequisites, these a priori boxes that you think you have to check to garner your own self-respect, love, and approval. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can love yourself unconditionally. And then from that point, go out into the world henceforth and give it your all. Be the archer with his bow and arrow, shoot for the bullseye, shoot your shot. But do so from a position of lightheartedness, expansiveness, collaboration, not taking yourself so seriously, realizing that this is just another song and dance, one that you're supposed to enjoy, and realize is just rehearsal in a sense for the bigger show. It's never the final act. When you make mistakes, I make mistakes every day. I'm not a perfect person. I am far from perfect, but I realized that this is just a rough draft, and I can go in as a proofreader, as an editor, and I can make the necessary revisions that I deem appropriate, that others deem appropriate, realizing that there is value in garnering feedback from other people because they effectively illuminate what would other present as a blind spot in your life. And so on the one hand, you don't want to live on the momentum of how other people are perceiving you. But you also want to intercept, interface with the feedback that they offer you to illuminate said blind spots and to allow you to more effectively assemble a holistic puzzle, a map as it were, so that you can most expeditiously get from where you are now to where you want to go. I love you very much, my friend. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. Drop a comment down below. How would you actually behave if you were merely a mascot? And what is stopping you from actually behaving in that fashion and likening this meat suit to the mascot, to the costume, to realizing that that actually is no different and you're only one step removed from getting there? You just have to realize it. I love you very much. Drop a comment down below, my friend. And as always, until next time, find your freedom. Peace.